Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. Guys, this news just broke, and I want to share it with you. It has a serious, it's a serious story that I think needs to be talked about. Guys, you see this house? This house right here is in an affluential neighborhood in Atlanta, in the suburbs, I guess. How much you think that house costs, guys? My estimation, between $300,000 and $600,000. That's what I think. Between $300,000 and $600K. Looks like it's in a good area, right? Look at the cars. Got two vehicles. One of them's a minivan. Obviously, they have children. Also have a camper, if you look close enough in the picture, in the back where they do much traveling. Probably camping outdoors. Seems like a very good life. They're both husband and wife. And they also have children, like I said, and they're mothers and fathers. They're living the American dream, or so you would think is the twist. What if I told you that this house, in the affluent neighborhood, professionally, gainfully employed, husband and wife, both parents are starving their children? I'm going to play this video clip that just came out. So I don't have their pictures, the faces of these folks. So I do apologize about that. We're going to come back and talk about it. Listen to this story. And it's heartbreaking. Check it out.
With this, a mother and father are now in a Spalding County jail, charged in the attempted murder of one of their children. Thanks so much for joining us. For Fox 5 News at 4, I'm Christine Spiro. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor has been following this story all afternoon. And Angelique, the parents are facing several other charges as well.
That's right, Christine. This is almost an unspeakable case. The district attorney's voice cracked as she described the condition that this 10-year-old boy was in. In fact, the case is so egregious that the parents have been charged with attempted murder in this case, and DFACS has come in to take custody of the other 4 children. Let's take a look at the parents in this case. They are the suspects. They are Tyler and Krista Shinley. The DA says they were arrested on Friday after their 10-year-old son was found hungry and wandering in the streets. They say at that time he only weighed 36 pounds, and he begged the neighbor who found him not to take him back to his home. The DA believes that neighbor may have saved his life.
It is my true belief that had he not gotten out of the home, that this case would be a very different one. A lot of paper for these investigators, a lot of work, a lot of interviews. In child abuse cases, we need pediatric records, we need school records, we need DFACS records, we need interviews with everybody that had any contact with this child, if there are other people that had contact with him.
Something just wasn't right. I mean, it's just the lack of communication. Our other neighborhood here, people are more friendly. I'm not really saying they weren't friendly, but they were not sociable at all.
And take a look now. This is the family's home in the Westminster Hills subdivision. The DA tells us that there was reason to believe that that child was being held in that home. We asked if there were locks on the door. She did not want to go into details, but we are told that 10-year-old is in a second hospital now in stable condition. The DA says he was suffering from not only malnutrition, but also a very low heart rate. But right now they are saying that he is stable. We will have much more for you on this developing story at 5.
Well, guys, that was the video. And that's heartbreaking. I'm going to say this real quick. Tyler and Krista Shinley are monsters. And here's proof of it. Look at that house. Look how beautiful that home is. Them people are successful. But this goes to show you can be a success in life, but a failure as a parent. If you didn't want these kids, you could have got them, put them up for adoption, which is cruel in itself. But I mean, to put them through that's messed up. Did you see these people? Both of the husband and the wife? They wasn't malnourished. They looked like they was eating good. The house looked like it was maintained. They got a little bit of money to pay for the maintenance, had a camper, all the finer things in life that require finance. Why you couldn't feed your fucking kids? 10-year-old son. Explain to us why he's 10 years old and weighs 36 pounds. They said this boy was malnourished and had a low heartbeat, iron levels low, all kind of stuff. He was on his last legs, and I think his survival instinct got into him to where he was wandering and looking for help. They said he was hungry and wandering the streets. Of course he was. Of course he was. Think about that. Just really think. I've been hungry to where I felt as though I wanted to bite my tongue off and eat it. Now, that yearning for food and nourishment is in no way compared to this. But I want you guys to think. Think about it. Even in the hood where people really ain't got food and stuff, they doing better than this little boy was, and he living in that nice ass house. That right there is a testament to how shit these parents was and how devilish they was as human beings. The man, you a leader. Is your job to provide, problem solve, keep order, and maintain the discipline in the house by leading by example. So how was you doing that with a starving son? By eating in his face? And the woman, you the mother, you went through labor pains, pushing out the baby, risking your life to bring forth life onto the planet Earth. And you sat there, regardless if he was running the show or not, and we don't know that, guys. Because remember, husband and wife is a team. When you looked at her looked at her and looked at him in the mugshots, nobody seemed like they was upset. She sat there and let that happen. You're a mother. And how can y'all both sitting there? You know they got a nice house, they eating good food, and you sitting there and every bite you take and enjoying the taste in your mouth and swallowing it and all that stuff, in the back of your mind, you ain't think part of me is suffering from this. I guarantee you they might have ate in front of them kids' face. They might have ate in front of them kids' face. Because, you know, this little boy is number 10 years old. He probably still doing stuff that make parents mad, like little kids. And I think they use food as punishment away from him. Now, DFACS took the other 4 children. Now, they never spoke on the condition of them. I honestly believe they look like him too, but not to that extent. I think him being the oldest took the brunt of the punishment. A lot of times parents, even though they have stuff and they go through stress, they put it out on their children. His failure, or he don't get something, or they don't have something, they put it out on the kid because the resources, they take it as they need somebody to blame for their failures. They put it on the kid. He's draining me, or she's draining me. Think about it. Look at a lot of these child abuse cases. I think he was the oldest. He took the brunt of the punishment. 36 pounds, man. He was near death. He would not. I made this happened Friday. I made this video today on a Tuesday, right? Because the news just came out about it. He would not be here right now. That's how dire he was. And his story needs to be told. Now, it doesn't say his name, but these people right here need to be taken out back and taken out the pasture. 2 shots to the dome. Think about it. When you do stuff like this and you treat human beings, whether they're yours or not, like they're not human beings, you should have no right or no fair trial, because that right there shows that you are incapable of understanding the value of life, whether it came from you or not. Somebody tell me a line on that. They need to have some rules where, okay, when you do something real heinous, we're gonna get this done, we can get this over real quick. Stare at the flowers, look at the flowers, boom, get them out of here. I'd have a flower bed back there with some yellow footprints, like on in boot camp. I make them stand on the footprints, stare at the flowers, won't see it coming. It'll be over real quick, trust me. Boom, get them out of here. And it sounds messed up, but that's nothing compared to what they did with that boy. He probably still on fluids right now because he can't eat solid food like that. I don't know if you people know or not. When people are starving, if you give them food and they take it in gluttonous amounts, it'll kill them. Just like when people are real thirsty, they got to sip water and they got to have something with electrolytes in it because if they drink pure water, it'll wash out their electrolyte and it'll kill them. He's at that stage. This boy was on death's door with 1 foot halfway in it. And they had these parents sitting up here in this nice ass house. And your kids look like that. Man, look. All in all, I'm glad, and shout out to the neighbor who responded. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, hey, that ain't my problem. That right there is a problem. Something like that affects everybody, and we need to respond accordingly and en masse on the situations like that when we see children need help. If it was me and I was the state or the county, I'd confiscate that house while they locked up. I'd sell all of the assets, put everything in a trust fund for them children, and I'd have their dumb asses sitting in the thing eating bread and water, breaking big rocks into little rocks into stones, stones in the pebble, and pebbles in the fish tank's rock. I can't get over, how do you do that to your own child? As a man, he probably was his junior. As a man, your legacy is the one that come behind your firstborn. I'm guaranteed he was the firstborn and he did him like that. It's something in himself he hate that he's seeing his child. That's just me. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. I love you guys. I'm sorry if I seem like I got upset, but I just don't like stuff like this because they don't have to be. You could have put these kids up for adoption or gave them to relative. Here's another thing before I leave. How come nobody ever seen these kids? Like they said, he was locked up. They all probably was locked up. You know what I'm saying? The house beautiful, but inside it's a damn dungeon. He 10 years old. He's supposed to be in school. Nobody reported. There's so many questions with this stuff, man. If any more details come out and I see them, I will do another story about it because, I mean, it's a lot of question marks in this. But all in all, this is bullshit. That man, Tyler, and Krista, y'all was the heads of the household. And you couldn't even protect children. You deserve nothing. And I hope they give you everything that's coming to you. Now, in jail, guys, people like this have a rough go. Let's hope that same thing follows suit. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.